Welcome back to Cheesy Books. I am your host, Colby.cheese. And now it is time for your weekly comic book price guide. Let's kick off the show with under $20 Key Finder. And starting off at number 5 is going to be Sensational She-Hulk number 57, First Hulk vs. She-Hulk. You can get this book in a low grade for only $3, a mid grade $8, and the high grade at $20. Number 4 is going to be Spectacular Spider-Man number 99, second appearance of the Spot. You can purchase this book in a low grade for only $3, a mid grade $8, and a high grade for $20. And number 3 is Ironheart number 1, first solo series of Riri Williams. You can purchase this book in a low grade for $3, mid grade $8, and the high grade for $20. And number 2 is going to be Immortal Hulk number 1, the series that explores Hulk's immortality. You can be able to pick up this book in a low grade for $3, a mid grade $8, and the high grade for $20. And number 1 is going to be Marvel Comics Presents number 79, the debut of Wolverine's Weapon X design. You can get this book in a low grade for only $3, the mid grade $8, and a high grade for $20. And now it is time for your pre-code horror book of the week. And that is going to be Weird Mysteries number 6, publication date August 1953. This book is super scarce with less than 50 on the CGC census. This book has no higher grade than an 8.0 on the CGC census. The last recorded sale for that 8.0 was $12,000. So if you do come across this book, send it off to CGC, get it graded. Now moving on to Blazing Bronze Top 5. Number 5 is going to be Conan the Barbarian, number 23, cameo appearance by Red Sonja. This book in a CGC 8.0 with 162 on the census will be $240. The 9.0 with 242 on the census, $300. The 9.2 with 189 on the census, $350. The 9.6 with 141 on the census, $1,100. And number 4 is going to be All-Star Western number 10, the first appearance of Jonah Hex. This book in a CGC 8.0 with 79 on the census will cost you $900, while the 9.0 with 67 on the census, $1,100. The 9.2 with 34 on the census will be $1,350. The 9.6 with 22 on the census, $7,250. And number 3 is going to be Marvel Spotlight number 2, first appearance and origin of Werewolf by Night. A CGC 8.0 with 191 on the census will cost you $550, while the 9.0 with 141 on the census, $1,550. The 9.2 with 93 on the census, $2,000, and the 9.6 with 26 on the census, $11,000. There is only one 9.8 on the census, no information available for sales. And number 2 is going to be House of Secrets 92, first appearance of Swamp Thing, Alex Olsen. This book in a CGC 8.0 with 216 on the census will cost you $3,500, while the 9.0 with 129 on the census, $6,250. The 9.2 with 70 on the census, $9,250. And the 9.6 with 28 on the census, $36,000. There are only 3 9.8s on the census. And the number 1 book is going to be Hero for Hire, number 1, first appearance and origin of Luke Cage. This book in a CGC 8.0 with 410 on the census will cost you $600, while the 9.0 with 229 on the census, $1,350. The 9.2 with 149 on the census, $1,700. And the 9.6 with 52 on the census, $48,000. There are only 12 9.8s on the census. Subscribe and like for more comic book content. It's time for the top 5 iconic covers. And number 5, we're going to start with Wolverine 27 Jim Lee art. A raw low grade will only cost you $3, while a mid, $8. The high grade, $25. And the 9.6 with 285 on the census, $70. And at number 4, we have Daredevil 188. A raw low grade will only cost you $3, while a mid grade, $5, and the high grade, $12, there are 276 9.6s on the census at $100. And number 3 is going to be Swamp Thing, number 9. This book in a raw low grade will only cost you $5, while a mid grade, $15, and a high grade, $60. There are 197 9.6s on the census for $240. And number 2 is going to be Batman, 423, first print. A raw low grade will cost you $15, while a mid grade, $50, a high grade, $150, and in the 9.6 with 597 on the census, $550. And the number 1 spot goes to Amazing Spider-Man number 55. In a raw low grade, this book will cost you $30, the mid grade, $120, the high grade, $450. In the 9.6, there are 21 on the census, will cost you $5,000. It's time for your top 5 Copper Topper books of the week. And number 5 is going to be Uncanny X-Men 191, first appearance of Nimrod. This book in a CGC 8.0 with 21 on the census will cost you $70. The 9.0 with 59 on the census, $75. The 9.2 with 58 on the census, $80. And the 9.6 with 299 on the census, $110. And at number 4, we have Amazing Spider-Man 252, the first appearance of Spider-Man's black costume. This book in a CGC 8.0 with 1,178 on the census will cost you $170. The 9.0 with 546 on the census, $220. The 9.2 with 2,588 on the census, $230. And the 9.6 with 1,460 on the census, $500. And at number 3 is going to be New Mutants 98, the first appearance of Deadpool. This book in a CGC 8.0 with 947 on the census will cost you $350, while the 9.0 with 1,827 on the census, $425. The 9.2 with 2,459 on the census, $450, and the 9.6 with over 6,217 on the census, $650. And number 2 is going to be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Raphael, number 1. In a CGC 8.0 with 189 on the census will cost you $250, while the 9.0 with 226 on the census, $450. The 9.2 with 217 on the census, $525, and the 9.6 with 145 on the census will cost you $1,600. And the number 1 book goes to Gobbledygook, number 1. This book only has a total of 5 on the CGC census, with the last sale being a 9.0 for $38,000. And let's finish this video up with a Silver Age roundup. And number 5 is going to be Aquaman, number 1, the premiere issue for the first Aquaman titled series. This book in a CGC 8.0 with only 38 on the census will cost you $2,000, while the 9.0 with 20 on the census, $5,250. The 9.2 with 16 on the census, $8,250, and the 9.6 with 4 on the census, $38,000. Number 4 is going to be Brave and the Bold, number 25, first team appearance of the Suicide Squad. This book in a CGC 2.0 with only 20 on the census will cost you $400, while the 4.0 with 41 on the census, $800. The 6.0 with 12 on the census, $1,950. The 8.0 with only 4 on the census, $4,100. There are only 2 9.2s on the census, no other higher grades. And number 3 is going to be Showcase 22, the first appearance and origin of Hal Jordan as the Green Lantern. This book in a CGC 2.0 with 79 on the census will cost you $2,500, while the 4.0 with 109 on the census, $4,900. The 6.0 with 44 on the census, $12,000. The 8.0 with 9 on the census, $82,000. There is only one 9.2 on the census. It sold for $105,000. And number 2 on the list is going to be Sergeant Fury and his Howling Commandos, number 1, the first appearance of Sergeant Nick Fury. This book in a CGC 4.0 with 100 on the census will cost you $1,550, while the 6.0 with 48 on the census, $3,100. The 8.0 with 22 on the census, $8,500. The 9.0 with only 8 on the census, $45,000. And the 9.2 with only 5 of those on the census, $66,000. And the number 1 spot goes to Fantastic Four, number 1, first team appearance and origin of the Fantastic Four. This book in a CGC 2.0 with 158 on the census will cost you $11,000, while the 4.0 with 186 on the census, $23,000. The 6.0 with 58 on the census, $38,000. The 8.0 with 22 on the census, $115,000. The 9.0 with 11 on the census, $220,000. And the 9.2 with 3 on the census, $1.3 million.